Welcome back to Scoundrels Inc., another Star Wars podcast. I am Frank Janich, and this week I am doing a reaction to Season 3 of The Bad Batch, Episode 4, titled A Different Approach. And this comes after, obviously, the 3-episode premiere from last week, which I really enjoyed. Reaction is on this channel if you want to check that out, as well as a spoiler talk type of review discussion. Also on the channel, on our podcast feed, links in the description for that. And that's where we kind of have a little more in-depth talk about the episode as opposed to just the reaction. So you can watch the reaction, you can listen to our spoiler talk. I call it talk, it's kind of like a review / discussion of the episode, just with more spoilery details in there and a little more in-depth. So that's kind of like the difference that we're aiming for with the reactions and then the spoiler talk. This week I'll have Brandon on the show to talk about this week's episode, and I'll also ask him for his thoughts on the premiere since we didn't have him last week. Kevin should be back. I know that I said that last week, but you know, life comes up, so he should be back with us next week, and again, then we'll get his thoughts on everything so far. But right now, for episode 4 of The Bad Batch, I'm interested to see where the story picks up, because now that Omega and Crosshair have escaped Tantus, you know, are they immediately going to run into Hunter and Wrecker? Will we reunite with Echo? And, you know, will we see Saw Gerrera eventually? You know, who are we going to see this episode? What will be revealed in terms of what the whole season is really about? So Asajj Ventress, I don't know, I'll say that every week. I'm really excited to see her pop up. So with all that, you know, before we jump into it, really though, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button if you could. Hit the like button, really help us out, and leave a comment on what you like so far about the first 4 episodes of The Bad Batch. Would love to see your guys' thoughts, and we can have a discussion in the comments. So, all right, I'm gonna hit play here and get through this episode, and then, you know, some brief thoughts afterwards, and looking forward to it. Here we go, hitting play. A different approach. Oh, yep. That's right, we got Batcher with us now. Gonna come out of Lightspeed, and where are they gonna end up? So I guess they're not gonna immediately meet up with Hunter and Wrecker. Once again, amazing visuals. Could be worse. It's worse.
We're not going back.
We left the other prisoners behind.
The Empire is going to be searching for this ship and us.
I mean, I appreciate Omega's intentions of wanting to go back for the others, but at some point you just gotta realize that's a little too big to tackle, just due to the fact that the security on the... I mean, it's amazing that they even escaped in the first place, and they only kind of did because they need Omega. Otherwise, I think they'd have been shot out of the sky.
Once Omega's brought back, the tests of validity will be confirmed. Your future, however, is less certain.
Dun dun dun. Dang. Now I'll say, falling on the sword here. It'd be crazy if this was like Ferrix. Because like that overhead shot kind of gave me Ferrix vibes for some reason.
Wait, we can't walk around like this. We'll draw too much attention.
That's right.
You're the one who wanted to bring the Hound.
Don't listen to him. Come on.
Yoink. Yoink.
It's too well guarded. We'll never slip past all those troopers undetected.
I can take out at least half before they know what's happening.
Or we could try a way that doesn't involve blaster fire. If, say, You knew of an alternate way of booking passage without a chain code?
Are you insinuating that I should take a bribe?
If that's what you want to call it.
Oh my gosh.
I do.
And bet with what? We don't have anything.
They don't know that.
And if you lose...
Well, you run.
Well, I guess we'll be in more trouble.
I mean, so they just let her start playing without putting anything up, which is kind of weird.
How about one more game? My luck has to run out eventually.
That's true.
Oh boy. This Joker.
Want to try against a real opponent?
Like, stroll up to a little kid and be like, you want a real challenge? Like, come on, man.
You seem to have misunderstood your enemy.
Did I?
Oh.
The 3 Eastern Stars. That is game over.
Gambling's illegal in these parts.
What?
The
Oh
law's
boy.
the law. Now all you gotta do is pay the fine. Excellent. Consider your fine paid in full. Try and stay out of trouble.
A different approach.
How many credits do we have left?
At least 20.
35,000. Enough for 2 tickets on the shuttle and a little extra.
Hey.
You looking for that hound?
You know where she went?
Sure do. But the answer's gonna cost you
Damn.
10,000 credits.
I'm getting tired of this.
Okay. 5. But that's my final offer.
What is, like, the value of fines, info, tickets? It's, like, all over the place.
Batch is this way.
And the spaceport is that way. Forget the Hound. We have to get off this planet.
We never would have escaped without Batcher. I'm not leaving her.
You're making a mistake.
I'm not abandoning her.
We know Crosshair's a big old softy. These, like, cloaks or capes, whatever these stormtroopers have, is... I don't think I've ever seen those before. Those are pretty cool.
Fine. We'll do this your way.
Sounded like a porg, right?
I thought you'd come searching for your mum.
He wants the other 20.
You,
He wants the other 20
there's
grand.
a very strict pet policy.
How much this time?
How about you give me all my money back? Credits won't do you any good when Hemlock shows up.
All right. Let's try things your way.
Finally.
That's right. Dang, how many animals were they transporting off this place? Uh-oh. Oh, is that I wonder if is that a Rathar? I'm sorry, the yell from the trooper really got me.
They escaped aboard a cargo freighter.
Track the ship and notify all our operatives. I want her found.
God, what a creep. Where is this?
Now there's a sign.
Hey.
Rika!
Oh. I wasn't even sure your message was real.
Man, the animation on Omega's face there for the emotion, that was damn good. Oh, this would be interesting. Awkward. Interesting. Well, that's interesting. You know, you get a happy reunion with Hunter and Wrecker there, but then you kind of, you know, go, hey, wait a minute, Crosshair's here. And so that's a little awkward. I guess they're going to have to deal with some stuff next episode. This episode was a pretty simple episode. More of a continuation from the last episode of just kind of finishing the escape, if you will. Which is fine. It was a good little adventure. I think it's interesting that now they've established kind of another villain of sorts. That that officer, the Imperial officer, now is kind of, I think, also on the hunt. Going to be another villain of sorts. Kind of like what was that other guy's name in the previous season where he was trying to, he like took the blame, or it was the fall guy for the clone / stormtrooper programs or something like that. I forget. Remember the one other officer, if you know who I'm talking about. Brandt? Is that the name I'm thinking? Is the Brandt? I don't know. I wonder if he'll be another type of those, except a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Challenging, I guess. A little more smarter, I guess, in terms of like a B villain in this show. So, simple episode, and that was fine. I enjoyed it. Good little adventure. They're getting off planet or even more off planet, and reuniting with Hunter and Wrecker. Now, will they reunite with Echo and Rex? And are we gonna see Cody? I wonder what's up with. Will we see any other clones? Will we run into any other clones next episode? I wonder, because we focus so much on Omega, Crosshair, the quote-unquote, good guys of the show. Will next week's episode focus on more of the Empire side of things? So Hemlock and company. So I don't know. Decent episode. Not a whole lot going on, and that's fine. We'll see what it means for next week and the weeks after that, the episodes after that. But tomorrow, we will have, or Friday rather, we'll have a spoiler talk with Brandon Hanna. Will be back here, and we'll get into the season premiere as well, because he wasn't here last week to talk about it. But we'll get into all of that. So if you want to see that discussion, you can, or listen to it rather, you can find our podcast feed on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also still find it here on this YouTube channel here. Just go into the descriptions for the link to that playlist. Our podcast feed playlist has all our episodes. It was synced from our podcast feed, is now on this channel, but you have to go to the playlist, the podcast playlist, to find it. It's in there if you want to listen to our spoiler talk discussions on this season of The Bad Batch. All right, until next week, I've been Frank Janish, and this has been Scoundrels, Inc., and I will see you next time.
Scoundrel. Scoundrel. I like the sound of that.